Hi, I'm Camille Amador, a graduate STEM communication designer at the Colorado School of Mines. In this video, we'll be discussing tips for writing your first research paper. The purpose of a research paper is to communicate findings that are new, true, and interesting. The main findings in a published paper should be new in that they haven't been reported before, because if they have, you could simply go to the original study and reference that. There's no use in publishing results which are redundant. With that being said, it is common for previous findings to be validated, but these shouldn't be the main findings of your study. It's pretty self-explanatory why research should be true. It goes without saying that you would never report manipulated data or false claims, and studies such as these wouldn't go far anyway because research is constantly being reproduced and built upon. So it'd just be a matter of time before a fellow researcher found your results to be unreproducible. Now, you might be thinking, interesting can be subjective, so how do I know if my research is interesting? Well, that's for you to decide using the knowledge you've gained from reading relevant literature. And this brings us to a very important writing tip. To be a good writer, be a good reader. Therefore, in the weeks and months leading up to you writing your first paper, it'd be wise to set aside time every day to read, even if only for 30 minutes to an hour. Keep track of important papers using software or a folder on your computer. So if you're writing a paper soon, one thing you want to do is download a reference management software such as Zotero or Mendeley. These programs will make citing papers simple and organized. The next thing you'll want to do is start using softwares which can make publication quality graphs and figures. Being well versed in relevant literature will make writing go smoothly once you start. Therefore, you should schedule regular writing times to read and stick with it. Try anything from 30 minutes a day to 2 papers per week. Once you have the bulk of your data collected, it's easy to keep spending time in the lab running more experiments. Writing is hard, so it's good to at least write a little bit every day so it doesn't end up getting pushed off. However, when you're further into the writing process, it is common to spend an entire day writing. There are many ways to go about writing a paper. However, here, we'll go over a workflow to get you started. Figures and tables are the most efficient way to communicate your findings. A reader should be able to ascertain a study's main points from the figures and tables themselves. You can start preparing publication quality figures and tables as soon as you obtain good data. Use these in your weekly or monthly meetings with your PI or graduate mentor to keep them updated. This is often even before you're ready to start writing. Having these prepared and in order will help you see the big picture of your study as you go along. The methods section should be detailed enough for other researchers to replicate your results. The results section serves to report the findings of your study without bias or interpretation. Here, you're only stating facts in a logical sequence. The discussion section is then where you get to interpret your data. You should draw conclusions from the results presented in the previous section, but be sure to back up those claims. You should also convince the reader why your research is novel and significant. The conclusion isn't simply a summary of your project, rather it serves to highlight key points and emphasize the importance of your work. The reader should know exactly why your research should matter to them after reading this section. Introductions, of course, are at the beginning of a paper, but often aren't the first to be written. This is because the introduction serves as a sort of roadmap to the entire paper. Please see the Writing Your First Paper handout for a sequence of questions which can help you outline your introduction. Similarly, the abstract is at the beginning of papers, but are often not written until the end of the writing process. This is because the abstract serves to summarize your study. Please see the Writing Your First Paper handout for quick tips to writing an abstract, or the OTCC handout on writing an abstract for a more in-depth lesson. Finally, you're ready to solidify your title. Once you're close to submitting, it's always a good idea to have a colleague read your manuscript for accessibility and readability. For advice on picking a target journal, please see the handout provided. The activity worksheet is also a great way to get you started writing your very own first paper. I hope this video has been helpful. Happy writing!